Welcome, dear listener, to the warm embrace of a shared story, a gentle narrative designed to bring you comfort and guide you towards a peaceful night's rest. If you find this story to your liking and would love to hear more like it, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Before we step into the cozy sunroom with Corin and Maeve, we'll begin with a calming breathing guidance to help you settle into relaxation. If you prefer to skip directly to their evening, you can find the chapter timestamps in the description below. Now, find a comfortable position, allowing your body to rest softly against your bed or chair. Perhaps adjust your pillows or blankets, creating a space that feels truly secure and cozy. Release any lingering tension from the day and invite a sense of gentle calm into your being. This time is for you, an opportunity to let go and welcome ease. Tonight, we explore the quiet joy found in friendship and shared stories, the small but powerful acts of kindness and connection in the spaces between, and the warm embrace they offer in a peaceful evening together. Let's begin with a few soothing breaths together. Gently inhale through your nose, allowing the air to fill your lungs naturally and without effort. Exhale softly through your mouth, like a gentle sigh of relief. Feel your body softening and releasing any tension with each breath. Picture a soft, warm light spreading through your body with each inhale and every exhalation, washing away any lingering stress or concern. Imagine the gentle aroma of chamomile tea, the soft glow of candlelight, and the quiet comfort of a familiar space. If your thoughts begin to wander, gently guide your attention back to the rhythm of your breath or the sound of my voice. There's no need to strive or focus intently. Allow everything to flow naturally with ease. Just as Corin and Maeve find joy in the simple act of being together, let this moment simply unfold, allowing the story to guide you into a place of deep rest. Feel the warmth of the sunroom, the soft rhythm of their shared stories, and the soothing energy of friendship. Now, let's begin their peaceful evening together. Chapter 1. The Gathering Glow. The sunroom felt exceptionally peaceful in the late afternoon light. Corin moved through the space with a sense of quiet intention, his bare feet padding softly against the cool stone floor. The room welcomed him, the familiar textures of the cushions and blankets, a comforting invitation to settle in. He felt a gentle warmth rising in his chest, a quiet anticipation for the evening ahead. He moved towards the small table, his fingers gliding over the smooth, cool surface. He reached for the beeswax candles, their familiar scent a comforting presence as he slowly lit each one. The gentle flicker of the flames began to fill the space with a soft, golden light, slowly chasing away the fading daylight. The room responded with a quiet sigh of comfort as the shadows softened and began to dance gently against the walls. He watched the dance for a moment, allowing his attention to rest on the gentle movement before his gaze shifted toward the small pot of chamomile tea he would be brewing. The kettle felt cool in his hand, and he moved it towards the tap with a soft ease. He slowly poured in the water, listening to the gentle rush, then placed the kettle on the small stove. The faintest scent of the herbs began to reach him, a delicate promise of warmth and peace. The sound of the water simmering created a quiet, rhythmic backdrop to his movements. He moved towards the cupboard, his gaze finding the small ceramic mugs they often used. They felt solid and comforting in his hands, each one a familiar presence. With quiet consideration, Corin selected a few soft pillows, fluffing each one gently before arranging them on the chairs and the floor. He noticed the texture of the fabrics as he worked, the gentle caress of the velvet, the soft nubs of the woven cotton. He felt the quiet settling of each piece as he worked. The room felt ready now, like it was breathing a gentle sigh of its own. He watched the soft shapes of the room coalesce in the light. Corin moved toward the bookshelf, his fingers trailing lightly across the spines of his favorite books. He stopped on the old anthology of myths and legends, his gaze drifting across the worn cover. He could feel the gentle weight of the book as he picked it up, its pages filled with familiar stories and comforting images. He ran his fingers across the cover, a soft smile on his lips. He held it gently, feeling the quiet stories that were ready to share in the pages. He placed the book carefully on the small table, alongside a stack of his own journals. The room began to buzz faintly with energy, not an anxious energy, but an expectant one. He found a small, smooth stone on the windowsill, its surface cool and polished. He held it in his hand for a moment, enjoying the feel of it against his skin, before placing it carefully on the table. He settled into his favorite chair, noticing the soft dip of the cushions as he made himself comfortable. The gentle sound of the tea kettle began to whistle softly, drawing his attention back to the stove. Corin moved slowly, allowing himself to be aware of the movement of his body as he rose and gently turned off the heat. The warm steam rose gently, carrying with it the calming scent of chamomile. He poured the tea into the mugs, watching the amber liquid fill each one with a quiet and gentle rhythm. He carried the mugs carefully to the table, feeling the warmth of the ceramic through his fingers. The sunroom now felt bathed in a deep golden light, creating a sense of quiet magic and comforting peace, ready for Maeve's arrival. He settled back into his chair, feeling a sense of quiet satisfaction settle over him. The soft light of the candles cast gentle shadows across the room, and the comforting scent of tea filled the air. A feeling of quiet joy settled in his chest as he waited, ready to share this calm evening with his friend. He allowed himself to fully experience the space, the feelings that rose, the textures he encountered, knowing that each one was part of the quiet anticipation. Chapter 2. The Comfort of Arrival. A soft knock echoed through the quiet of the sunroom, a gentle sound that caused Corin to smile. He rose from his chair, feeling the smooth wood of the armrests beneath his hands as he moved, a sensation of calm flowing through his body. He walked to the door, his steps slow and mindful, and opened it to find Maeve standing there, her smile as warm as the light within the room. He felt a genuine sense of ease as her presence met his gaze. "Hello, Corin." Maeve's voice was a gentle melody, soft and welcoming. She stepped inside, bringing with her a subtle fragrance of rain and lavender, a comforting blend that seemed to complement the chamomile in the air. She paused in the doorway, letting her gaze drift over the space, her eyes widening in appreciation. Corin observed her gentle wonder. He felt a quiet satisfaction as she absorbed the subtle beauty of the environment. She moved further into the room, her movements slow and graceful, She glanced at the soft glow of the candles and then toward the small pot of tea on the table. She reached out, her fingers brushing lightly against the leaves in the glass jar. "It smells wonderful in here, Corin," she murmured, her voice carrying a soft tone of appreciation. Corin felt his own sense of warmth grow as she settled in. She turned to face Corin, her eyes finding his, and they shared a small moment of quiet connection, a silent acknowledgement of the peaceful space they were about to share. She settled onto the large cushions on the floor, finding her place with an easeful grace. Corin watched, his heart full. He noticed the way her soft dress flowed around her as she moved, settling like gentle petals on the earth. He moved to sit opposite her, sinking into the soft cushions of his chair. He felt the gentle give beneath him, a sensation of being held and supported. He picked up one of the mugs, the warmth seeping through the ceramic into his fingertips. He offered it to Maeve with a small smile, their fingers brushing lightly as she accepted it. He felt the gentle touch in his being. Maeve wrapped her hands around the mug, her gaze drifting towards the softly lit candles. "This is lovely, Corin," she whispered, her voice filled with genuine contentment. She took a small sip of the tea, a soft sigh escaping her lips as she savored the warm herbal taste. Corin watched her, feeling a sense of peace wash over him as her presence filled the room with light. They settled into a comfortable silence, sipping their tea and simply enjoying the quiet. Corin observed the gentle rise and fall of her chest as she breathed, her quiet exhale a soft, peaceful melody. He felt a deep sense of gratitude for her presence, for the simple, comforting ritual of sharing this space together. The silence between them wasn't heavy or awkward, but a space of shared peace. The room seemed to exhale with them, the soft light of the candles reflecting in Maeve's eyes. They were together in this quiet, peaceful space. A feeling of deep contentment settled between them, a sense of knowing that the evening would be filled with gentle stories and quiet connection, the familiar presence of their friendship, a gentle comfort that seemed to fill the room like a soft blanket. Chapter 3. A Journey into Old Tales. Corin reached for the old anthology, its worn cover familiar and comforting beneath his fingertips. He ran his hand gently across the spine, feeling the soft give of the aged paper within. He opened the book to a page marked with a faded ribbon, a tale they had both enjoyed as children, a myth about a quiet grove and gentle woodland spirits. He settled back into his chair, feeling the soft cushions conforming to his form. He felt a sense of ease flowing through his body. He began to read, his voice soft and measured, letting the words flow like a gentle stream. Maeve listened, her gaze fixed on the flickering candlelight, her body relaxed and at ease. Corin's voice was a soothing melody, each word carefully chosen and spoken with intention. The sound washed over her like a gentle wave, drawing her into the world of the story. The air itself seemed to quiet in anticipation. The story unfolded slowly, detailing the quiet beauty of the grove and the gentle ways of its inhabitants. Corin emphasized the sensory details, the soft rustling of leaves, the sweet scent of wildflowers, the gentle murmur of the stream. His voice seemed to weave the story into the very fabric of the sunroom, creating a shared space of peaceful enchantment. Maeve listened, feeling a sense of calm settle over her. She pictured the woodland spirits in her mind's eye, their movements graceful and slow, their hearts filled with kindness. The image brought a soft smile to her lips. The sound of Corin's voice guided her effortlessly into this world. Each detail painted a comforting landscape for her mind to inhabit. She allowed herself to drift within the gentle currents of the narrative. The story described the soft light filtering through the trees, the gentle touch of the breeze against the skin, and the quiet joy of simply being present in such a peaceful place. The words created an image of sanctuary, a place where worry and anxiety simply melted away. She could feel the gentle ease of the story sinking into her bones. A feeling of quiet joy bubbled up within. As Corin read, he could feel the calming effect of the words, not just for Maeve, but also for himself. He felt a sense of connection to the story, to the characters, to the very essence of the tale. The act of reading aloud brought a quiet joy to his heart, a gentle rhythm that eased the edges of his awareness. He allowed the words to flow through him. He watched Maeve as he read, her expression serene and at peace. She seemed to be breathing with the rhythm of his voice, her body completely at rest. It was as though the story was a shared experience, a gentle journey they were taking together, a way to gently enter a state of calm awareness. The shared intimacy of the moment created a sense of profound connection. He reached the end of the chapter, his voice trailing off softly. The silence that followed was not empty, but full of the gentle magic of the story, the lingering images of the peaceful grove, and the soothing rhythm of shared moments. Maeve sighed softly, a sound of contentment and peace. The space seemed to hold its breath, still resonating with the quiet power of the tale. Chapter 4. Echoes of Personal Narratives. Corin closed the anthology gently, the soft thud of the book a quiet punctuation to the story. He placed it on the table beside him, his hand lingering on the smooth cover for a moment. He shifted in his chair, feeling the soft give of the cushions beneath him as he turned towards Maeve, a warm smile gracing his lips. He felt a quiet anticipation rising within him for the stories they would share now. "That was lovely, Corin," Maeve murmured, her voice still carrying the soft echo of the tale. She shifted her body slightly, her soft dress rustling gently against the cushions. Her gaze drifted towards the candles, her eyes reflecting the soft glow. She felt a sense of quiet gratitude for the moment and for their shared presence. "Do you remember when we used to try to build little homes for the woodland spirits in my garden when we were young?" Corin said, his voice soft and filled with a gentle fondness. He smiled as he recalled their small hands carefully arranging twigs and stones, the quiet wonder in their eyes as they imagined the tiny beings they were creating a home for. His memory created a feeling of warm nostalgia in his heart. Maeve laughed softly, a gentle sound like a distant melody. "Oh, yes," she whispered, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "We were so certain that they would come and live there." She paused for a moment, a look of quiet contemplation settling on her face. She reached for her mug, the warm ceramic comforting in her hand. The memory brought a sense of lightness to the room, a gentle hum of shared joy. She took a slow sip of her tea, the herbal fragrance a comforting reminder of the present moment. "I remember once," she began, her voice soft and measured, "I found a tiny bird with an injured wing and brought it back here to the sunroom. You helped me to care for it so patiently." The memory surfaced with a gentle ease, like a long-forgotten melody coming back into awareness. Corin's eyes softened with the memory, picturing the small, fragile creature they had tended with so much care and quiet tenderness. He recalled the soft feathers against his fingers, the gentle warmth of the little bird in his palm. He allowed himself to feel the sweet warmth of their small act of kindness. He felt his heart swell with a quiet tenderness. They took turns sharing stories like this, small moments of kindness, quiet laughter, and shared discovery. Each memory was offered like a precious gift, creating a gentle mosaic of their shared history. Their voices rose and fell in a soft rhythm, each word spoken with a sense of quiet intention. The sunroom became a vessel of memory and connection, a space where their past unfolded into a soft present. With each story shared, a sense of peaceful understanding washed through the room. They laughed softly at the small mistakes and gently celebrated their quiet triumphs. The act of remembering brought a sense of deep connection, a gentle reminder of the bonds they had created over the years. The evening was unfolding with a quiet rhythm, a gentle tapestry woven with love, laughter, and shared moments. Chapter 5. Gentle Silences and Shared Space. The stories began to fade away like a soft whisper of the wind, replaced by a comfortable, gentle quiet. Corin leaned back into his chair, feeling the soft fabric of the cushions cradling him. He watched the flickering candlelight, the gentle dance of shadows on the walls, a soothing balm for his mind. He felt a deep sense of contentment settling in his heart. Maeve sat quietly, her gaze drifting towards the window, where the soft glow of the moon illuminated the garden outside. She took a slow, deep breath, her chest rising and falling with a gentle rhythm. The sound was almost imperceptible, but within the quiet space, it filled the room with a sense of serene peace. The silence between them was comforting and familiar. Corin reached for his teacup, its warmth still comforting against his fingertips. He brought it to his lips, savoring the last of the chamomile tea, the gentle herbal scent still lingering in the air. He closed his eyes for a moment, allowing the sensations to wash over him. The soft light, the warm air, the quiet hum of contentment that permeated the room. The sensory experience was a gentle reminder of peace. He opened his eyes and looked at Maeve, finding her gaze meeting his. They shared a small, quiet smile, a silent acknowledgement of the shared peace they were experiencing. There was no need for words. The simple act of being present together was enough. The connection between them felt warm and effortless. Maeve reached for a small, smooth stone on the table, the same one Corin had placed there earlier. She turned it over in her fingers, feeling the cool smoothness against her skin. The small act was a slow and gentle rhythm, a small piece of the room she had now invited into her own experience. She was simply present with the moment. They both seemed to settle deeper into the quiet, their breaths slow and measured, their bodies soft and relaxed. The room felt as though it was breathing with them, a gentle rhythm of shared peace. The silence wasn't a void, but a space of deep connection, a quiet harmony between two souls at rest. there was a sweet and easy energy that hummed around them. Corin shifted his position, his movements slow and gentle. He picked up the book of myths, feeling the worn cover beneath his fingers. He traced the outline of a star on the cover, his eyes drifting across the ancient symbols. He was simply experiencing the story and its energy. He felt the quiet wisdom held in the pages. The moments continued to unfold in slow, quiet breaths, each one a gentle reminder of the shared peace they had created together. The sunroom felt like a sanctuary, a safe and comfortable space where they could simply be together. The soft light of the candles seemed to grow warmer, creating a sense of deep contentment and quiet joy. They were held by the peace of the space, by the love between them, and by the quiet rhythms of their being. Chapter 6. A Blessing of Peace. A soft yawn escaped Maeve's lips, a gentle sound that broke the quiet of the room. She stretched languidly, her body moving with a slow, graceful ease. She looked at Corin, her eyes filled with a soft, peaceful light. The evening had settled deeply into her bones, leaving her feeling calm and centered. She felt a quiet gratitude in her heart. Corin mirrored her stretch, his body responding with a gentle release of tension. He felt the soft pull of his muscles as he moved, his body feeling relaxed and at peace. He looked around the sunroom, his eyes resting on the warm glow of the candles, the soft textures of the cushions, the comforting presence of his beloved books. He experienced the room with a deep and quiet appreciation. He reached for the book of myths, gently placing it back on the shelf. He ran his fingers across the spines of other books, each one holding a world of stories within its pages. He noticed the worn edges, the faded colors, the subtle signs of time passing. He felt a gentle sense of connection to each one, a silent acknowledgement of the wisdom held within. Maeve rose from her cushion, her movements slow and deliberate. She gathered her things, her soft dress rustling gently as she moved. She turned towards Corin, her smile warm and sincere. "Thank you, Corin," she whispered, her voice filled with genuine appreciation. "This was exactly what I needed." She offered a kind and loving gaze. Corin rose to meet her, their eyes finding each other in a gentle exchange. He walked towards the door, his bare feet padding softly against the cool stone floor. He reached out to open the door, the hinges creaking softly as he moved. The sound was a gentle rhythm, a subtle echo of the quiet evening they had shared. He felt a peaceful warmth within his heart. Maeve stepped into the cool night air, the gentle breeze carrying with it the scent of rain and earth. She turned to face Corin, her gaze soft and tender. "Good night, Corin," she murmured, her voice filled with warmth and care. "Sleep well." She held her gaze steady for a moment, feeling the gentle connection they had created. Corin watched her as she walked away, her figure receding into the soft darkness. He closed the door gently, the latch clicking softly into place. He turned back into the sunroom, feeling a deep sense of peace and gratitude. The room felt still and quiet, holding the echoes of their shared evening, each moment a seed of comfort and ease. He moved through the space, gently extinguishing each candle, watching as the soft light faded into a gentle darkness. He settled back into his chair, his body soft and at ease. He closed his eyes, allowing himself to fully embrace the quiet stillness. The room held a deep and gentle warmth, inviting him to drift into a peaceful and restful sleep, a blessing of calm descending softly around him. He closed his eyes, allowing himself to fully embrace the quiet stillness. The room held a deep and gentle warmth, inviting him to drift into a peaceful and restful sleep, a blessing of calm descending softly around him.